Hello and welcome back to Sport for Business Daily. I'm really happy to be joined this morning by Pippa Doyle. She's the sponsorship manager of Littlewoods Ireland, an online retailer. So this morning is perhaps not as big a blow as it would be if you were in the physical retail space. But the reason why you're here today with us, Pippa, is as the sponsor of the All Ireland Hurling Championship, which gets underway this weekend. You're very welcome back to Sport for Business.
Thank you. Good to be back.
Tell us a little bit about the campaign. You've got a TV ad now, which will be going out for the first time on Friday. You've got a new hashtag, which is applying to the championship for the first time this year, growing out of your partnership with the Camogie Association of the League. It's style meets substance, adding to style of play. Tell us a little bit about what that's going to look like over the coming weeks.
Yeah, so I suppose this is the first time for hurling anyway that we're launching this style meets substance platform. And style of play is definitely still being used as the unifier, I suppose, but style meets substance is really the meaning of the overall campaign. So we plan to bring that to life, I suppose, over the next couple of weeks with our TV ad. We'll also have a really strong presence on social with an always on campaign. And I mean, this year kind of activations were out of the question, so that was kind of an easy choice. But God willing, now lockdown or no lockdown, we'll see what we can do. But we'd love to produce, a few more pieces of content if possible. But if not, you'll just see us all over social and TV.
And the delay to the championship, we wrote yesterday morning that, of course, the championship should have been done and dusted, and you should have been looking back on how successful it was for the brand. But that extra time that you've been given this time around, has that been a revelation for you in terms of the amount of imagination that you could put into the campaign, or did you go around the houses a few times and then finalize it pretty much in the deadlines that you would have done in a previous world?
I suppose, we kind of got cut off in our prime with lockdown during the Camogie Leagues campaign. So we saw that out during lockdown, which, I suppose we got longer out of that time than we normally would have had the end of the league progressed as normal and there was no COVID-19. So I suppose it was probably May time that we started really looking at it, and it was really hard. Like, there's no other way around it. It was hard to get excited at that point really about anything. So we were trying to come up with, do we recognize this moment in time? And we wanted to let everyone know we're still here, we're still supporting the GAA, and we're still supporting the players and the fans who are undoubtedly missing like this massive part of their lives. And as great as it was, we were seeing old matches on telly, it did wear thin after a while, and we were watching the same games over and over again. So we were unsure what to do. And I suppose when the GAA came out, I think it was July, and gave us that kind of time frame, that's really when things started to take shape for us. It kind of gave us that, we were able to kind of breathe a sigh of relief. Of course, there was still the complete unknown, but it gave us that kind of timeline to go, okay, this is what we want to do. So I suppose knowing we had that extra time, we did go around the houses a bit. The idea, came and went, and definitely took shape towards maybe August time. So it has been quite a while, I suppose. I think I'm a little bit in shock that the TV ad's going to go out this week. It's hard to believe it's actually happening and that we're actually getting a championship. So yeah, that was really the process, I suppose.
And it's a much tighter run. We're getting the Munster Hurling Championship on the way this weekend. Then Leinster will be following on from that, and all of the rest of the games. But the timing of it now pushes much more towards Christmas. Obviously, we're going to have the final on just 2 weeks before Christmas itself. How does that figure? Like, obviously, for a fashion retailer and an online retailer in particular, that's going to put it much more into your sweet spot of advertising, albeit it might be a little bit more expensive. How does that calculation work in terms of Littlewoods' perspective?
It's been a first anyway, because as you said, normally we build, we build, and we hopefully are bringing people into our store, I suppose, for Christmas, through the championship and through the league, which is, we have seen that happen. So I suppose this time around we were like, look, we have no choice in terms of GAA. It's happening at this time, and we're just delighted that it's happening, and we'll do the very best we can with what we've got. So that was fine. That wasn't even a question. That was grand. It was more a case of, we were looking at going, well, we've never actually activated this during peak, which is, the golden quarter, I suppose, for Littlewoods. and there's a lot going on. There's a lot going on for us at that time as a business and across our, you know, overall marketing campaigns as well. So there's a lot going on. There's a lot of voices, I suppose, that we want all of them to be heard. But then we had to kind of take a zoom out a bit and sort of look back that this year peak may not be normal either. It may not be exactly what we see. Peak may be now. Peak may have been March. So we just have to just roll with it. And once we decided it wasn't a question, we just felt so lucky that we were going to get to activate at this time. So we just are going to make it work, and I suppose we'll reevaluate in January and see how it went. But we're just doing the best we can. And, you know, in terms of media buying and stuff, making sure we're not having any crossover and just letting the brand breathe across a lot of channels. So we're really lucky in that sense.
Well, I tell you, I'm already looking forward to the post-championship interview with you to see how that has all worked out. One of the third element of the partnership with Gaelic Games has been on the Go Games, and some great days in great stadia around the place with all of the kids. That's obviously had to pass for this year. Is there anything that you're looking at next year in terms of trying to make up ground on that?
Hasn't really something that we've considered yet. I suppose once we found out it wasn't happening this year, that was early on. It should have been the start of April. So by that point, we were kind of like, surely things aren't going to have calmed down by then. But sure, we were kind of in the dark, I suppose, at that point. We did kind of just reshare some content that we've created over the years. And the Go Games is so much fun, like for us and the kids and the parents who come up to the stadium. It's brilliant. It's such a lovely thing to be part of as a brand. So it's not something we'll want to just miss again. But I suppose that kind of decision is really in the GAA's hands. And by this stage, having so much condensed into this short period of time, it just wasn't possible for them. So really we'll take their lead on it. And once it's back, we'll be back activating for it.
That's great to know. And of course, this is the first year of your second 3-year stint as a partner of the GAA. Really looking forward to seeing how you activate the championship. So it's #Style Meets Substance, #Style of Play. Watch out for the TV ad, which will be breaking on Friday of this week. But for the moment anyway, and before I let you get back to just doing those final edits on the ad, Pippa Doyle from Littlewoods, Ireland, thank you very much.
Thanks, Rob.